Blair, Romsa, Glen, Gardner are in studio. Gentlemen, thank you for coming in and joining me on the show this morning. How are you guys?
Good, how are you?
Doing well. Appreciate it. Blair's used to this, Glen, so you're the rookie on this one. I've talked with Blair a couple different times. Well, first of all, think back, Blair, Glen. Let's start with you, Blair. How did the fall go for you last year? Because I know we're talking about 3 high school rodeos last fall, as I know you guys ended up stopping, Jackson, Wheatland. Who else am I missing? Riverton?
Lander.
Okay. So how did it go for you, Blair?
Steer wrestling went pretty good. I was able to get a couple wins in the steer wrestling and currently sitting first in the state right now, so hoping to get some more stuff done this spring.
More stuff done. He's the leader in the state, but more stuff done. If you're leading an event, what do you look for in terms of kind of polishing up that event?
Mainly just trying to stay consistent, making sure to get every steer down, making sure you don't let one slip past you.
How tight is the standings right now here coming into the spring run?
Right now, between first and second, there is a 5-point difference there, and that's very easable in one rodeo.
It certainly is. You guys got a lot of work to get done this spring because there's a lot more rodeos in the spring than there are in the fall. We mentioned Wheatland, Lander, and Jackson, and they went in that order. It's been a long time since you guys officially competed, and I kind of ask this, Glen, from time to time at kids. I know you guys compete over the winter, but is it tough, from a competition standpoint, knowing what you got to get done in the high school rodeo when you're looking for points and thinking about standings? Is it tough to have such a long gap when you go from mid-September to mid-April without a rodeo officially?
I don't think so. I think it's more of a I think we're ready now because it's been so long, so we're kind of itching to get going. So I don't think it's bad having that big break. You can get a lot of practice in. So
how did the fall go for you, Glen?
I mean, me and Blair teamed up together. It didn't go great. I'm not really going to make excuses about it, but my horse was 100% throughout the last part of it, but we've been practicing all winter, so we're ready for the spring.
So these guys Laramie hosting the high school rodeo this weekend. Do you like starting off on the home turf?
We do like starting off on the home turf. We kind of consider our rodeo something special. We do a evening performance there, and we're the only one in the state that does do that evening performance. There's a couple other rodeos that are trying to do the evening performance, but we really think ours is kind of neat because we run it like an actual rodeo and try to get a lot of fans out there.
Well, let's talk about the schedule coming up this weekend for people that want to get out to the event. What is the schedule?
Friday afternoon, there is a junior high rodeo that starts at noon. There will be 2 slack performances for the actual high school rodeo, Saturday and Sunday, both starting at 9 o'clock. And Saturday evening, we'll have our actual evening performance, which starts at 7 o'clock.
All right, and there is a little cost for the evening performance as well. What is the cost? How can people get tickets?
Tickets will be for sale at Murdoch's, and they will also be for sale at the door, $10 for an adult and $5 for children under 12.
And then on top of that, people can come out and watch the slack for free. Is that right, Glen?
Yep, that's true.
You guys get pretty good crowds for slack performance?
It's mostly just parents, family members, not really anyone from the community.
All right, well, we're hoping that folks get on out and support you. And I know you guys as Laramie High Rodeo Club members also have tickets for sale. So if anybody knows anybody on the Laramie High Rodeo Club team, they can get a ticket from them. Is that correct?
Yes.
Well, let's talk about all that goes into this rodeo, because you think about all the travel you guys have to do, because you guys are going to go to Rock Springs, Big Piney, Newcastle, Gillette, Casper, Buffalo, Sheridan, and Douglas, and then back to Douglas here during this spring run. Is it more difficult to travel or tougher to kind of put on your home rodeo?
Well, I'd say it's a little more pressure there at your hometown rodeo. You got everybody you know is coming to watch you. You also have to worry about work and everything. You're trying to get everything, make it efficient for everybody. So I'd say it's almost kind of more fun to go to the rodeos that aren't your hometown rodeo.
A little less pressure to deal with. Do either of you guys know if you've been drawn back for the evening performance on Saturday yet?
Draw should be posted about Thursday.
Okay, so it's still waiting on the draw to come out, and I know they were probably taking entries up through about this morning or maybe yesterday morning. Actually, I think, entries closed here about an hour and a half ago or so at 7 o'clock this morning. Blare, Romsa, and Glen Gardner from Laramie High Rodeo Club in this morning talking about the high school rodeo that is in town and everything at the Hanson Arena out on Highway 230.
Yep.
For you guys, you talked about steer wrestling, you talked about team roping. What else do you guys compete in or maybe are possibly adding to your repertoire this spring?
I'm just 100% focusing on the team rope, and I don't do anything else.
This spring, I'll just be focusing on the steer wrestling and team roping, so hopefully we can get a little more done in the team roping in this spring and keep stuff going in the steer wrestling. So,
what do you guys need to, or what have you worked on, I should say, during this winter break, maybe to kind of adjust from what didn't quite go the way you wanted it to last fall?
Well, we've just been working on trying to be more aggressive. I think that's kind of sometimes when you get too laid back, you just don't really worry about it too much. So I think we've just been getting more aggressive and just working on catching a lot more, because that's how you get points at high school rodeos. So,
Blair, talk a little bit about, do you feel any pressure? I mean, you're a national finals qualifier. You know what it takes to get there, but do you as the leader, do you feel pressure in your event right now going into this spring run?
I do feel a little bit of pressure, mainly just have to try to stay consistent. Like I said, can't let a steer slip past you. There's kids out there that are going to get every steer down, and those kids get every steer down are the ones that are going to make it to nationals. At
this point, is it more important to get a steer down no matter your time?
Yeah.
Okay. Talk a little bit about when you get in the box and you're getting ready. You got your hazer there to hopefully control your steer in the right direction you want it. But what do you think about what's going through your mind in terms of when you get in the box, Blair?
Every run I make, I tell myself it's a practice pen run. Try to not let any nerves get to me. Just go out there and make a practice pen run. So,
talking with Blare, Romsa, Glen, Gardner, Laramie High School hosting high school rodeo. The club is hosting their home event this Friday and Saturday. Glen, talk about you. What do you think of when you get in the box with Blair as his partner in team roping? What do you focus in on?
What I like to think is like how I can help Blair the most. Try and not make a steer go right or left too much. And other than that, he turns them pretty good, so I just pretty much have to worry about my swing, worry about my horse. I try not to get too nervous, because I think once you get too nervous, then the nerves get to you and you don't perform as well. But I just try to help Blair as much as I can, and then go out and catch him.
So you're the healer and he's the header.
Yeah.
All right, I got that right. So remind everybody one more time, Blair, the schedule this weekend, and also, Glen, you can remind folks where people can get tickets and how much they cost. Blair, you go ahead.
Evening performance will be at 7 o'clock on Saturday evening. We'll have 2 slack performances, Saturday and Sunday, starting both at 9 o'clock. Friday afternoon, there'll be a junior high school rodeo that starts at noon.
Ticket information, what's the cost? Where can people get tickets? What's the deal there, Glen?
Well, you can get them at the door for adults for $10 and children under 12 for $5. You could get them at Murdoch's right now, leading up until the rodeo, I think. So I guess for the same amount. Or any Laramie High School rodeo member that you know in the community, they'll have some for sale too.
How big has your club gotten here? I know you guys, last time I asked this of past people on our station, it was in the upper teens, but where are you guys at right now?
This year we are down on members a little bit. We have 9 competing members right now in our club, so that is a little bit of a factor. Mainly our sponsors are really what gets our rodeo going. We'd like to thank our couple of our main sponsors, the American Legion. They're a $2,500 sponsor. We really couldn't put on our rodeo without our main sponsors, American Legion, GM Auto Center. We'd like to thank them guys. And we have so many others that we can't say on here, but we'd like to thank all of our sponsors.
And be sure to thank your parents, guys, because they put a lot of time and effort in behind all the kids, basically. Where do you guys go to practice at during the winter months?
I mean, we pretty much go wherever around here. It was kind of hard to find places this winter, but we went to Cheyenne a couple times to get some practice in.
Wherever you can, huh?
Yeah. Jerry Palm's place up in Centennial, he's been really nice to us, letting us practice with him. So pretty much anywhere we can find, that's where we'll go.
All right. Well, it's been a long break. These kids competed in Wheatland right at Labor Day weekend. Then they went to Lander and then Jackson, September 13th and 14th. And then imagine taking all that time off, folks, for another season to start. And it's not really starting, it's just resuming, but a long break here to mid-April, Saturday and Sunday out at Hanson Arena. And again, the junior high rodeo is taking place on Friday. And about 150 kids in that junior high rodeo, including some local kids. But stock contracting, do you guys know who's handling stock this weekend for you guys?
The rough stock and the steer wrestling cattle will be held by J.D. Hammaker and Jesse Hill out of Laramie. And all of our tie-down calves and team roping cattle, breakaway calves, they will be coming out of Sheridan from Kurt Kinghorn.
So a little bit of Sheridan, a little bit of the Summit Pro Rodeo right here in Laramie. That's good to see. And everything, folks, at Hanson Rodeo Arena. That's on Highway 230 as you head towards Woods Landing. You can't miss it. It's big white building on the left-hand side of the road. I'd say about, 2 miles out of town, basically, guys. Yeah. Well, thanks so much for coming in. Good luck to you guys, not only this weekend, but all spring. And we'll be following you guys closely, and hopefully you guys put up some good results.
Thank you for having us.